Bismillah ar-Rahman ar-Rahim. Saliha has made my job very easy tonight. She's already thanked all those who worked so hard to make this event possible. And when she was relating this little story at the end, my mind went back to a similar morning in 1995. I was a young consultant. I had just been at Liaquat 4.5 years. And I went up to the medical director and I said, "Sir, why don't we have a symposium?" And he said, "I don't know. No one wants it." And I said, "If you give me the permission, let's organize one." And his first reaction was, "Can you do it?" I said, "Yes, it can be done. You don't need to have any concerns on that account." And his next question was, "Have you thought about it? Are you sure?" And when I said yes, "Okay, what would you like me to do? What do you want from me? And how much money is it going to cost?" And I said, "Sir, first let me answer your second part. How much money is it going to cost? It's going to cost you nothing. And at the end of the symposium, I'll give you a check for 2 million. And what I want you to do, I just want you to do one thing, that while I'm going around organizing it, just keep an eye on my back, make sure no one sticks a little knife into it." And the first symposium was a big success. We had 1,200 visitors. And then with succeeding years, we have got to this big event today. As you can see, this is a huge gathering and a wonderful extravaganza of music and food. And I was told by the food committee this afternoon that there were 4,950 lunches that were distributed this afternoon. So obviously there were at least that many people in this symposium. I think people ask me, what does a symposium do? Sure, we have an event where we share our knowledge and our experience and learn and benefit from each other. You've heard about the 121 workshops, you've heard about the 75 scientific sessions, the plenary sessions, the videocon, the really interesting and vigorous debate that we had this morning. But all those pale into comparison by the one thing that I think it does above all else. I think the symposium is a bonding event for the institution like no other event. It brings people together. It brings the administration and the faculty to work with each other. It brings the seniors and the juniors to work with each other. It brings the professors and the students to work with each other. It brings the teachers, the trainees and their mentors to work with each other. And we learn to appreciate and respect and have goodwill and good feelings for each other. And I think this whole concept that we try and promote at LNH, that this is one big family. And I think that concept of family is something that is so important and so pivotal in the way that we view our services and in the way that we look at what our role is. So I think for me that is always the greatest joy. Symposia bring people together, it's a bonding event. Symposia identify the leadership of the future, because you see the people who work with great commitment and dedication, and you look at the people who give their heart and soul into it, and you know the ones who will take initiative and ownership and organize things. So I think it helps in doing that. And this symposium for me has been particularly poignant. And the reason is that this symposium has been organized almost exclusively by young people. This symposium marks an unofficial passing of the torch from one generation to another. We've created a new generation of leaders in this hospital, and today what you see is the net result of their some effort. So a big round of applause for all the young people who have actually made this event possible. I have always believed that your strength comes from unity. You need a unity of vision, you need a unity of effort, and you need mutual goodwill and respect for each other. And this is how institutions grow and build. Today, we have achieved a lot of successes, but even in the past, 30 years ago, almost, when our first symposium was held, when we did not, and since we took over administration over a decade ago, we did not have riches and funds to distribute. So we thought about what we can distribute that will motivate people and that can get them to work. And I will again go back to poetry and describe to you what Faiz Saab wrote, what you can distribute in times of need. And he said, कि चलो अब ऐसा करते हैं, सितारे बांट लेते हैं, ज़रूरत के मुताबिक हम सहारे बांट लेते हैं, और मोहब्बत करने वालों की तिजारत भी अनोखी है, मोहब्बत करने वालों की तिजारत भी अनोखी है, मुनाफे छोड़ देते हैं, खसारे बांट लेते हैं, और मेरी झोली में जितने भी वफा के फूल हैं उनको, मेरी झोली में जितने भी वफा के फूल हैं उनको इकट्ठे बैठकर सारे के सारे बांट लेते हैं, और मोहब्बत के अलावा फैज़ अपने पास है कुछ नहीं, मोहब्बत के अलावा फैज़ अपने पास है कुछ नहीं, इसी दौलत को हम किस्मत के मारे बांट लेते हैं. So what you distribute is not wealth or riches, you distribute goodwill and love and hope. And it is, I think, through this distribution